Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, then welcome to my channel. My name is Cristin, and today we are going to be testing out a new set of makeup brushes. Per usual, there will be baby sounds in the background. I apologize. So, if you guys love watching Tati like I do, and if you don't know who Tati is, I'll link her down below. Not that she needs an introduction from me, but if you don't know who she is, I will link her down below. She recently did a video talking about like gift sets, like makeup gift sets at Walmart. And she showed these brushes, but she didn't end up using them. I know the glare from the ring light is horrible right now. I think they're so pretty. They're like unicorn brushes. I feel like her set was bigger. This was the only set I could find at my local Walmart, but I seen these before her video. I was looking at them and thought I'll come back and get these later because they're really pretty, but at the moment like I didn't have the money. I seen her video and then I went back to go get them like the day after her video, and they had like 2 sets left, and the day before her video like they were fully stocked. So Tati's a big deal. I would bet she's the reason that these almost sold out from my Walmart. But she didn't end up using them. She just showed them, talked about them a little bit, and then forgot to use them. So I went ahead and picked up a set. I thought we could try them out here on my channel. I'm super excited about them. I need some new brushes anyways. I don't really need more brushes. I've got a lot of brushes. Anyway, I was telling myself I needed some new brushes because it's been a couple years since I've had any new ones. That being said, my old ones are just fine, so I don't really need them. I just wanted them. I'm going to open this box and then we'll start trying these out. So in the set, you get 1 powder brush. These are so soft. They're super fluffy. So 1 powder brush, 1 contour brush, and you can see it has a nice angle here to really help you get in there with contour. 1 blush brush, and I've never had like a brush before that was like specifically designated for blush, so I'm interested to see how this works out with my blush application. One thing I'm noticing in all of these, it's a little bit of a downside, is that none of them are labeled what they are. Sometimes you can get brushes that say contour or, you know, whatever on the sides. These don't do that. They just have them listed on the back of the box. Then you get 1 blending brush, and I've never had one of these guys before. He's kind of neat looking. He's for blending out your foundation. So this is going to be interesting to play with. He seems super tiny to do your entire face with this. And it says he's a blending brush. Create an airbrush look with your foundation. So should I apply it first with my beauty blender and then go over, or should I apply it with just this? I think I'll probably just do like 1/2 with this and we'll see how that works out. Then you get 1 shadow brush, just like your traditional flat little brush that's for packing on eyeshadow. And then an eyeshadow blending brush, which I needed another one of these that was super fluffy because I love the fluffier ones for just really blending everything out. They work really well. And then you get a kabuki brush. And this applies powder to your face evenly. So you kind of end up with 2 powder brushes, but like I'm not hating on it. Fine by me. And then you also get this really pretty little case to keep them all in. So it kind of just looks like your basic everyday makeup case. It's got like this styrofoam thing in here. Oh. So that comes out. But it gets like a little case to keep them all in, I guess. So I thought we could do today's video as a little bit of like a chit chat, get ready with me, and we'll just play with these makeup brushes. So I'm first applying a primer from NYX. It's their Born to Glow. And if you guys are interested in anything here, I'll have a link down below. So to chat. Like literally right before I sat down to film this video, I found a really pretty white cat outside. I'm pretty sure it's my neighbor's cat. If it wasn't, it is now. I knocked on their door and they didn't answer. I don't know if anybody was home. I'm sure their daughter's in school and the car wasn't in the drive, so I'm guessing the mom's at work. But their front porch is one of those that's like, it's almost like a room pretty much. So I just put the cat in there. Because like I said, I'm pretty sure it's their cat. But I could be wrong. But you don't see white cats just like running around very often. Those are typically people's pets. At least I've never really seen like a stray white cat. Normally like a darker color if they're like feral, you know what I'm saying? Taking out my nose ring, not picking it, I promise. So foundation I've been using here lately is Avon True Color. So a little bit of that on the back of my hand. And we're going to see how this brush works. So I'm going to first take my favorite little brush. I'm not really sure. It says it's a large shadow brush. I use it for applying my foundation just to get it on my face. And then we'll buff it out with that new brush. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's their cat. They have like 2 identical white female cats. And this was a pure white cat. And it was outside their house. I know last year they struggled quite a bit with their cats, like trying to get out. And I know one of them got out, and I don't know if they ever found it. So, and that was like back in like the spring of this year. So maybe that was the cat that got out and they never could find. I know it's getting colder out. Maybe she came back and she was like, I'm done being an outside cat. Somebody put me back inside. I don't know. I know Oliver got out coming up on 2 years ago now. He got out over Christmas one year. And, which he's our cat. So going in with that little buffing brush, we're going to see how this guy works out. Do I just stipple with him? I'm not really sure what to do with this guy. He's so tiny. He's so tiny. It's like maybe he would be better off for concealer. Like, I feel like using this guy would take a million years for putting in my foundation. Like, I don't know if I have the patience for this. You know what I'm saying? Like, holy cow, you know? It's supposed to give like an airbrushed finish. All I feel like I'm doing is swirling. Can you guys even see that? I feel like I'm just swirling all of this around. Yeah. I'm going to do this with the Beauty Blender, and then we'll try it again with concealer, because I do not have the patience for that. I don't know anybody who would. But our cat got out over Christmas like 2 years ago, and he hid under the neighbor's house. They actually have like holes in their foundation, and so he went up under their foundation, and he was like terrified. He is like our scaredy cat. I'm sure you guys have heard me talk about him before, but if you're new, he is our scaredy cat. And he was terrified being out there, and so he'd want to come to us when we'd be trying to like call him, but he was like petrified, so he would just like hide. So anyways, he finally got hungry enough that he came out for food, and I was able to get a hold of him and brought him back inside, whatever. But now, like, he is afraid to go anywhere near an open door. Like, you open up a door and he's running the other direction. He's like, no thank you, been there. I am an inside cat. I stay inside. So, Maybelline Age Rewind. But yeah, that's just kind of what happened today. Later today, Mom and I are going to be going to take a tour of the Cyberling Mansion. They have it all decorated for Christmas. The Cyberling Mansion is like, I don't really know what you want to call it. Where'd that brush go? We're going to try it again. It's a, I think it's probably a historic landmark by now, but for my city, it's just kind of like a historic place. It's okay. This is weird. This is not working. No, like I don't know who has the patience to mess with this brush. Like, and it's not really putting anything in like to my face. It's just like pushing it all around. This brush sucks. We're off to a great start. Anyway. They decorated up really big for Christmas. A beautiful, beautiful mansion to go tour. Cyberling, who had the house built. I feel like I'm going to get my history wrong on this. I believe. Okay, so the very first car ever was made here in my city, and it's like documented all over my city, like where the first motorized car like drove, like that city, that road is like marked with like first car driven here, and like our city is called the City of Firsts, and it's Kokomo, Indiana, for anyone who doesn't know. But yeah, Cyberling, the man who made the mansion, had something to do with the first car. I don't think he was the inventor of the first car, but he had something to do with it. So anyways, his house is a big deal, and then you have 2 others that are big deals, and they all have to do with cars. So, but the mansion is beautiful. So I'm going to use my NYX contour highlight palette, and well, this seems rather big for that. I feel like this and this are a little bit big for using for setting my under eyes, so I'm going to use the regular brush that I use, because I feel like they're just too big. Like, I mean, look at those compared to this guy, right? Like, getting up in here is going to be a lot easier than with that. Do you guys see that? I held this up like it has a mirror, like I'm going to look in it or something. And then I tried to play it off. So, yeah, Mom and I are going to go tour the mansions. I will be vlogging. I'm going to try to vlog it anyways. Last year was easier because Levi, my son, fit in my baby carrier. Now he's too big. So, I'm not really sure how I'm going to vlog it and hold on to him at the same time, but we're going to get it figured out. So, we're going to set my makeup with the powder brush, and then we're going to blend everything together, all my powder, with the kabuki. Makes sense? I think it makes sense. So, we'll see how this... I don't know how this brush is going to work. It's like, can you guys see? It just bends so easily. It's not very stiff. So it's just kind of like, oh man. I was so excited about this brush set. Now I'm feeling bad. I'm glad I didn't get it from my mom for Christmas. And maybe it's a good thing Tati didn't show it to everybody, because it's not doing good stuff. Yeah, this is, do you guys see that? It's just, there's nothing there. So this is the normal brush that I use for powder, and it's a lot thicker. If you guys watched my my vanity cleanup the other day, you guys would have seen that this brush broke. I fixed it, in case you're wondering. I fixed it. A little bit of super glue down in here. Put it right back together. So this is my normal brush. Okay, much stiffer, picks everything up, and then it can just do my whole face. Whereas that other guy is like too floofy, that it's not able to really be controlled. It's kind of going everywhere. So, 2 brushes so far that are flops, which really sucks. So time to try out the contour brush. Not having high hopes so far. I'm using Tarte's Park Avenue Princess Bronzer. Okay, this brush is a lot better. It has more control. It's definitely a little bit of a thicker brush. So far just getting the makeup on is working out better. Yeah, this brush isn't bad. I still don't feel like it has, and it could be just because I'm not used to it yet, I feel like it doesn't have as much control to it as the brush that I use normally, which is from Luxie. But I don't think it's doing a bad job applying my bronzer. I feel like it's doing okay. So, I don't hate it. I think maybe it's just more that I'm not used to it. So, other things that have been going on. Get my nose really quickly. Someone I went to high school with passed away. And I'm not trying to be like a Debbie Downer here. But it's because like I didn't really know him that well. I know who he is, and I remember him from class. He was a couple grades ahead of me, and so I didn't really know him. I just like knew who he was. But he passed away a few days ago, and it's one of those things where it's like it just hits you right when people who you went to school with start passing away. And he's not the first one. There's been like a handful of others. Like, I'm only 27. I graduated back in 2009. Like, I figured people would be living a little bit longer, you know. But there's been 2 from my class alone who have passed away. One of them got cancer. The other one had a massive heart attack. So those you kind of seen coming. The one with the massive heart attack was very shocking. But he was also morbidly obese, so when you found out about it, it was kind of like, well, that kind of runs with the territory of being extremely, extremely overweight, is that you get put at risk for heart disease. And it's, so it was really, really sad, but it wasn't like overly shocking. I mean, it was surprising because nobody really seen it coming, but then at the same time, like, it wasn't. Does that make any sense? And then the other guy who got cancer, he battled it for a long time, several years. So it was one of those deaths that was like, it's sad, but everybody knew it was coming. And it was kind of one of those deaths that's like a relief, because you know they're not suffering anymore because he got really bad. So, but this guy, this one was like completely random, like no one seen it coming. Like, I literally seen this guy out in town like last week. Or did he? No, he passed last week. I seen him out in town 2 weeks ago. And he was like, you know, totally healthy and looked happy. Looked like he might have had a kid now. I'm not really sure. I mean, the kid looked just like him. But nothing was mentioned in his obituary of having a kid. So maybe it was like a nephew or something. I don't really know. But yeah, I guess I don't exactly know what happened, because we have on Facebook, my community has the scanner page where like anything that happens gets called in over the scanner, and these people, it's like their hobby or something, I don't know, it's like a handful of people, and they like report what happens, what comes in on the scanners. And then if anything's going on in town, you can look in on the scanner page and see, okay, you know, this is why there's sirens going on, this is why a road is blocked, this is whatever's going on. And I seen the call come through on the scanner page, because I like to flip through it in the evening and just see what's been going on in town. And I seen it where it said that somebody out in my old neighborhood passed away due to a gunshot wound. And it said that, like in the original post, it said it was a self-inflicted gunshot wound, accidental, and that the coroner was being requested. And I was like, oh great, like that's, you know, that's out in the old neighborhood, like I probably know who it was, which I did. But then someone posted his obituary page, and she said that a family member shot him. So I don't really know which is true. And I look back on the original page from the scanner and had like an edit on it that said that they didn't really know what happened, or it was being further investigated or something like that. I don't really remember, but so I don't know if it was an accidental self-inflicted one or if it was accidentally shot by a family member, because that's what the girl I went to high school with who posted the obituary page, she said that it was accidental from a family member. So I don't really know, but either way, very, very sad. Not trying to down everything, but it's one of those things where it's like, when people that you went to school with start passing away, it just kind of hits you hard, and it really just makes you stop and reevaluate life, your life, and how quickly it can all be over. Because I feel like so often we get stuck in like these mindsets of feeling almost like we're invincible, like it'll never happen to us, like, you know, we're gonna live to be really, really old, and God willing, that's how it works out. But it can all be over in like an instant, and it's one of those deaths that, because he's so young, he was only 28, and it just makes you stop and think like, that could be anybody, you know, like that could be anyone, that could just happen. And I'm not necessarily saying like a gunshot wound, but like a bad car accident. Or I read an article today about a 20-year-old girl who passed away from having the flu, and she had symptoms on Sunday and died on Tuesday from the flu. And it's one of, you know, it's one of those things that just makes you, and especially when it's so close to home and it's somebody that you know, it just really makes you stop and just think about life and think about, wow, like how fragile it all is, and how quickly it can all be over. Sorry to get depressing here. So Hard Candy blush in the color Honeymoon, and we're gonna take the blush brush, which I'm really interested to play with this guy. Hopefully he's not a flop. We've had one good, we've had two bad. Fingers crossed. I feel like the foundation buffing brush thingy, I feel like he might work out okay for like eyeshadow at some point. I don't think I'm going to use him for eyeshadow today because he currently has foundation on him, but he might be redeemable. He is a fairly thick brush, so hopefully he can be salvaged. This brush right here is seeming thick enough to really be able to kind of pack on the powder. So far doing okay. I feel like this blush, I've never used it before. I feel like it would do better as a highlighter. Let's just be honest. It's not really depositing any real color. So put some on this side, because what you do one side, you gotta do the other. And then I'm gonna pull out a different blush, because this is more like a highlight. A nice highlight, but it's more of a highlight. So we're gonna try this one from Sonia Kashuk, and the color is Flamingo. It's a really pretty pink. I feel like you guys can't really see the colors because of my my ring light. So we'll give this guy a go. That's a pretty color. Like, okay, so it's kind of hard to say, like, for sure, like, yes, that's a gorgeous color, because, like, I obviously already have something on top of where I'm putting this, but, I mean, it's looking good mixed in with that other blush. Kind of just, like, did a blush topper in opposite, you know, instead of doing it on top of the blush, we did it underneath. It has a very, very light color. It's kind of interesting using this. I don't know if I like it or not. Like, again, it feels like maybe it just has to do with me not being used to it, because I normally use one of these brushes for applying blush, and it's just a different shape and different stiffness. So maybe it's just because it's different, but I don't hate it. I'm just kind of undecided on it. So I just came to the conclusion that I am doing my makeup all wrong, because normally I do my eyes first and then my face, and now I'm a little bit nervous because I don't know how much fallout we're going to get, but I'm going to prime my eyes really quickly. This is a guy from Urban Decay. So, back to talking about cats. I kind of want another one. My husband's not really for it. But, that little cat this morning, the cat this morning isn't what's making me want another cat. But that cat this morning was so sweet. Like, and I typically don't have good experiences with female cats as pets. Like, I personally don't think I'll ever own one. I feel like female cats do better when they can be like an outside cat or an inside-outside cat. I don't think they do really good when they're just an inside cat. But my mother-in-law's cat had kittens, and I really want one. They have two that are all gray. There's one that's a little bit bigger than the other one, or at least it was last time I seen them. It's been a few weeks since I've seen them, and I really want it. My husband's against it. We have two cats and a dog, and he's not looking for any more pets. So this is the Lorac Pro palette, and I'm gonna come in with this color Cream, and we're just gonna put this all over the eyes to set my primer. I've never used this palette before, so we'll see how well it works. And we're using the blending brush to apply this color. I like the blending brush. I already thought that I would, though, because it was quite a bit like the blending brush that I already have. So I kind of already had hopes and expectations for it. Now I'm a little thrown off on what look we're going to do, though, today, because I've already got my face makeup on, and I was going to do darker colors, but, like, I don't want to, like, have a ton of fallout and really mess things up. We're going to live dangerously and go ahead and try, and we'll see how this works out. So I'm going to come in with the color, Taupe. And we're going to use that as a crease shade. And I'm just using one of my regular brushes for this because this is more like a crease brush. It's from It Cosmetics. The label's worn off, so it doesn't have like an exact. But I know it works really well. And that blending brush is too floofy to really be usable for this. I need something with a little more control. And the only other shadow brush in this palette is for packing on the eyeshadow, like, on the lid. So we're going to save that guy for doing his actual job. And we'll just keep the blending brush for blending everything. But yeah, I definitely want one of these kittens. I'm trying to like talk my husband into it. I don't know what their gender is. Like, I only really want them if they're male. I know that might sound horrible. But again, like, that just comes back to past experience with never really having good experience with an inside female cat. Our males, we have an all black one named Banjo, and we have an all orange one named Oliver. They're both amazing inside cats. Like, they're fantastic. They're great with our son. They're great with our dog. They're great with each other. They're just all overall great cats, and we've had very minimal issue with them like trying to get out. Like I said, Oliver got out once, and it was last winter, and our door hadn't latched properly. I didn't know it, and the door had blown open, and I came back to the back porch because I was feeling oddly cold in the house. And the cats were both on the back porch just like looking outside, and sometimes our dog Molly can be a bit of an ass. And so I went back there and I seen the doors open. I was going to go and shut it. And then she went charging back there and acted like she was going to attack the cats. Because sometimes she does it like she's trying to play, but like sometimes they don't want to play with her. And so trying to get away from her, they both bolted out the back door. Oliver took up under the neighbor's house. Banjo was just like browsing the neighborhood. We were able to get him. Which is really weird when it came to getting him, because this brush is doing really good for blending. Like, I don't know if it's just that these shadows are that good or if this brush is that good, but like, I feel like this is just like blended beautifully into the skin. Anyway, we're gonna go in with the color Sable. We're gonna put this in the crease as well, but it was so dark outside and we don't have very good street lights. And the way I seen Banjo was, because he's an all black cat, the way I seen Banjo was that there was a spot, and it was dark out, it was nighttime. There was a spot in the neighbor's yard that was darker than the rest, and I was like, I think that's Banjo. And it was. So we were able to get him back inside, but Oliver was terrified and hid under the neighbor's house and we couldn't get him. So we had traps out. We ended up trapping one of the neighbor's cats that's like an outside cat, and that cat, poor thing, like shit its pants while it was in the cage. So he was a disgusting mess. And I think he's the only thing we caught. We never caught Oliver. We only caught the neighbor's cat, which we got excited and thought it was a neighbor's cat because it's an orange cat. It looks a little bit like Oliver, but Oliver is a medium hair and that cat is a short hair. So once we got up to the trap, we realized it wasn't Oliver. The day after Oliver got out, I seen that cat and I thought it was him. And I literally chased that cat down the street saying, "Come here, Oliver! Come here, Oliver!" And the cat was like running away from me like, what is this crazy lady doing? And then it finally went to its own house and I got close enough to see that it was a short hair, not Oliver. But I felt bad after that. And then that cat was terrified of me. Like, it would see me outside and it would run. Like, it would take off running. Like, I'm not coming home with you. I don't know who you are. Leave me alone. This video is getting super long for, well, it's a chit chat get ready with me, but it's getting super long. This brush is doing amazing for blending. Like, holy cow. Again, like, I'm not sure if it's the brush or if it's these shadows, but I'm very pleased. And the fallout, none at all so far. Very, very pleased with this. Okay, we're going to try out the very last brush in the palette, which is the eyeshadow brush. We're going to come in here with the color Garnet. It's a really pretty shimmery red, and we're just going to pack this all on the eyes. Yes, this brush is much denser. Yeah, that's working pretty well, but I'm definitely having some fallout, so now I'm a little bit nervous. I need someone to come blow on my face. I know that sounds awful. It's something we used to do when I was in color guard, would be we'd do each other's makeup, and then if there's any fallout, we would just blow it away. I need someone to come blow on my face, because I feel like I'm just gonna make a giant mess, because that color is so pigmented. I'm just going to take my normal powder brush with some powder on it. Maybe we can just sweep it all away. That mostly worked. Left like a tiny little spot right there, but nothing too horribly bad, I guess. So I feel like the blush brush and the contour brush did such a good job of blending everything in that I don't feel like I really need to go in with the kabuki, which also the kabuki is so thin, like it just floofs everywhere, right? Like look at that. It's just no control to it. It feels really nice on the skin though. This is really soft. So yeah, the other makeup was already so well blended in. I guess it's going to be hard to tell if this is really doing anything, but it feels nice. Okay, guys, to, I guess, give a final thoughts and opinions on the brush set, not worth the $14, which I know really sucks because the brushes are gorgeous. If you just want them in your collection because they're pretty, like, definitely go for it, but the brushes that you're getting out of there that are any good are going to be these ones right here. And to be honest, like, they're not that unique. Even the blush brush is questionable. I'm undecided on if I like it. Same with this one. I feel like, which is the contour brush, I feel like it's me. I feel like it's user error, and I feel like it's that I'm not used to these brushes. But, like, I don't super love them either. These ones feel like just your basic everyday eyeshadow brushes. Like these ones I would vouch for and say they're great. I think anyone can use them. They're going to do really good for you. That being said, I don't know that all these are worth $14. I feel like you can probably, like, It Cosmetics brushes, I've never used them, but I've heard a lot of good things about them. And I think you can get like a whole set of those for like under $20, I think. I could be wrong. I don't know that they're really worth $14, to be honest. The powder brush, kabuki brush, and the foundation brush are, let's just say the powder brushes aren't great. So this one's better than this one. This one's just, do you see how much that jiggles? It just, there's no control on this brush. So he's just a dud in the whole package. This one's not awful, but I feel like you can do better with other makeup sets. And this guy, nobody's got the patience for that, to blend out their whole foundation with him. Like, I don't know what they're thinking. He might work out really well for, like, doing eye makeup. I don't know. We'll see it. I'll try him out and I'll update you guys at some point. But I don't know that he's really going to be any good for anything. So that's kind of like my final thoughts on those brushes. Not really worth it, which sucks because they're so pretty. But I mean, if you're going to buy them as a gift for somebody, or if you already have, at least now you know, and you can decide if you want to take them back or not. Walmart had some other makeup brush gift sets. Hopefully those ones are good. I don't think I'm going to have the time in the month to review another brush set. I've got so many other videos planned out that I don't know that there's really going to be time for it. But at least, you know, we can X those ones out, I suppose. I hope you guys did enjoy this get ready with me. I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.